What value do your subscribers want that will stop them from quitting? I often get this discussion, that we want to add some value. We want to lower our churn rate. We want to increase retention. What could we add? Most subscription businesses focus on their products. What we're going to talk about today in this episode of Be Unleavable Subscription Growth is the value that you can add to your subscription that costs you nothing in terms of increased fulfillment, that does not increase your marketing cost, and has been proven by so many other subscription businesses to increase front-end conversion and retention. All that and more on this episode of Be Unleavable Subscription Growth. Welcome to Be Unleavable Subscription Growth. I'm your host, Robert Skrob. There has been articles all over the internet suggesting that your subscribers should take a subscription cleanse, meaning that they should cancel all their subscriptions and start from scratch and just add the subscriptions that they are using and that they really want, are most important to them. Can you imagine having subscribers quit simply because they want to do a cleanse? They appreciate what you've delivered. They like your subscription, but somebody suggested that they cancel everything, and that's what they do. I want to stop your subscribers from quitting. I want your subscription to be the one that they keep, even if they're going to get rid of everything else. And what we're going to talk about today on Be Unleavable Subscription Growth are two ways that you can add value to your subscription that doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't increase your fulfillment costs or doesn't increase your marketing, and also results in higher conversion and retention. Really the key thing here is most subscription businesses, when they think of increasing retention, they really think in terms of their product. They have a product-centered mentality. SaaS companies are going to look at their, feature schedule and figure out, what new features they're coming out with that's really going to, hook their subscribers and make their subscribers want to stay. Subscription boxes tell me, we're thinking about, we got 5 items in every box. We want to think about maybe adding 6, and that's 20% more value. Publishers will often talk to me about, hey, we got this new writer that's coming on board, or we've been doing one newsletter a month or one magazine a month, and we're looking to maybe do 2, or we're looking to do 60 pages instead of 40 or something like that. They're thinking in terms of their product that they deliver rather than on what we're going to talk about today. And there's really 2 key values that we're going to discuss. Now, what's going to be important is I'm going to talk about some different subscription models and give you examples of how different businesses within the 9 different subscription models use each of these. So if you're not familiar with those, go ahead and download a copy of the 9 subscription models at 9subscriptionmodels.com. It's just going to download straight to you, and you don't have to opt in or anything. Just get the document, because we're going to talk about the SaaS model, give you examples of those, and the app first model, and quite a few different subscription businesses. And I think it'll be useful if you have this document that you can refer to, because if you haven't downloaded it before, I'm going to assume that you already have it as I talk through these examples. So the 2 key drivers of conversion and retention. Number 1 is advocacy position. Dollar Shave Club is an excellent example of this in the pre-approved subscription model, where when you go back to Dollar Shave Club and its ascension to becoming acquired for $1 billion by Unilever just 5 years after the launch. What Dollar Shave Club started with was this against this position against big corporate razor companies that why spend so much money, why are razors so expensive, and that Dollar Shave Club wanted to provide an option. And when you subscribe to Dollar Shave Club, you were saving money and you were kind of sticking it to the big guy. And so there was this mission, this thing of standing up for the little guy against the big corporate. It became kind of a movement that people were ascribing to while also buying razors for $30 a month. And there was this big advocacy. Also, MDVIP is an access company where you get access to doctors as a subscription. And so rather than simply going to a cardiologist, cardiologists are able to, or other doctors, but just an example, you could become a member of a cardiologist's a practice, and then that gives you better access. And so MDVIP, their advocacy position is greater care. We want you to have more time with your physician. We want the physician to be able to feel like they can spend more time with you so that you get the care, time, and attention that you deserve. And so there's this advocacy. So yes, you're paying in order to access medical services, and you could go to a different doctor perhaps and not have to pay a membership. But the idea is that you're getting better care and that this is a more important and a movement, a patient's first sort of position rather than a big medical practice where you're just another number. So you kind of see how Dollar Shave Club and MDVIP are two very different businesses, but both of them have this advocacy position that helps make the subscriber feel like there's something more there than simply trading dollars for stuff. Another great example is Netflix. And of course, when they were sending out DVDs as part of a subscription back during the aughts, that you would get the DVD in the mail and the little red envelope, and then watch it keep it for as long as you wanted. And then when you were done, you would drop it in the mailbox, and then they would send you the next DVD that was on your list of movies that you wanted to watch. The big thing there was stop paying late fees at the video store. And so there was, so rather than simply getting DVDs on a subscription, it was stick it to the local video store, don't have to pay late fees ever again. And then of course, when Netflix pivoted to a streaming service, and of course Netflix is in that horizontal type of subscription model, then it became all about cutting the cord. And rather than having to deal with the big cable companies, you could watch Netflix, and you might be paying $100 or $200 a month for cable. Instead, you can get all the programming you need on Netflix for $12 a month. And you could cut that cord. And so there was this movement. There's something above of this idea of trading money for a product. Another horizontal example is Time for Learning, which is a resource for videos and curriculum for school children to learn. And there's another movement element to this, is that this is the best learning. They've looked at the curriculum, they've highly produced the videos, they're entertaining, they're informative. And so in addition, so while instead of just trading money for videos, it's this movement, there's this mission. Another example, Charity Water is a charity that is in the unlimited category, where you are able to donate, make contributions on a monthly basis in order to be able to help provide water for everybody in the world. And that and so that you can be part of this mission. You can be part of bringing water to everybody. So one of the number one way of adding value to your subscription without tweaking the product is to make your subscription part of a movement, a mission. What problem is out there that your subscription and that your business helps solve, so that it helps transcend this trading dollars for stuff and then, oh, well, let me try to improve the stuff, and it expands your value proposition because you're solving some other problem, some bigger problem in the world because of your subscription business opportunity. And the second way that you can add value to your subscription without increasing your cost is about impacting status roles of your subscribers. Look, status is something that we don't like to talk about in our culture, and however, it really impacts almost every decision that your subscribers and really each of us make. When you enter a room, typically you're kind of making judgments. A lot of this is really even kind of subconscious, but who is important within this room, who maybe deserves respect, or maybe who can be ignored because they're not important. You're keeping an lookout for important celebrities or bosses or people that you can really just pass along because they're not going to be important to you. Have you ever driven through a neighborhood and you look at the homes and you go, oh, I could never live in that neighborhood? Maybe because the homes are too big. And you'd think, oh, it would take so much time to clean that house, I would never want to be part of it. But you're looking in the neighborhood and you go, well, these people are not my people. I wouldn't want to live here. Or you look at the houses and they're too small, and you go, well, I could never live in that neighborhood because those homes are not good enough. You may not say it's not good enough, but you just think, oh, I could never live in that neighborhood. Well, you've made a status judgment of kind of where you fit along the spectrum, and each of us have been created to do that. It's built into our biology. And when you are selling a subscription program, if you are able to change, improve your customer status, the way that their customer perceives themselves, then you can have a very positive impact on your retention. One business within the pre-approved model is Black Rifle Coffee, and they are veteran owned, and there is, certainly if you go and you look at Black Rifle Coffee's videos on YouTube, there is a culture, there's a way that they interact with their customers and they hold themselves, and you can kind of, their customers feel, because it's veteran owned, because they're doing crazy fun things, that they can be part of that by being a subscriber of Black Rifle Coffee, and that as they drink their coffee, they feel good about themselves. It's not simply a way of getting coffee. It is also a way of feeling like I'm part of this community of Black Rifle Coffee consumers, and that it makes you feel good because you're part of it. That feel-good element helps improve the status of your consumers, their customers. That makes them feel good that they're part of this. So Black Rifle Coffee is a little anti-status, right? But still, for their customer, by being identified with the Black Rifle Coffee group, they feel like an in crowd. By this cup of coffee makes them feel good. Another version of this would be the AMC Stubs card holders. You want to be a member of AMC Stubs so that when you go to the AMC theater, you have a separate line that you can buy concessions in. And sure, there is a convenience factor that adds actual tangible value, but even more than that, when you see a line of people standing in the regular line, and that you as an AMC Stubs member are able to bypass the line and go straight to the front of your AMC Stubs a members only line, well, then it certainly kind of makes you feel good, right? It engages your status, and it demonstrates, because you're able to go to straight to buy your popcorn and your soda when all the other lower status people are stuck in line. And more than anything, this is one of those benefits that actually works well for trials, because once you have experienced this cutting to the front of the line, you're not going to want to go stand in the other line anymore ever. So like once you've improved the status of your customer and helped them move to the front of the line, they're not going to want to give up those benefits. Another great example of this with a VIP type of subscription is D23. D23 is Disney's official fan club, and it offers discounts and exclusive benefits and insider content that others aren't able to receive, special gifts and such. And as a D23 member, once you are in, you don't want to give it up, because it improves your status. When you go into the gift shop, you get a discount. When you are in the park and you're wearing your D23 pen, the cast members are trained to recognize you and welcome you as a D23 member. You don't want to go back to being just a nobody, non-D23 member, because you don't have that special pin when you go into the park. So, these special perks don't really cost very much, right? Having a mission, having, this overriding impact of what you're about, and improving the status of your subscribers has a tremendous impact on the retention for these companies. And yet it doesn't really cost them anything. They're not creating new content. They're not delivering more. They're not spending money. What they're doing is they are helping their customers feel better about themselves because they're part of a mission, or they are improving their status as a result of the subscription that they're investing in. So, quick question for you. How can you improve the status, the perception of their status of your subscribers, and how can you be about a movement? These are more important than, as a SaaS product, improving your product timeline and coming out with new features. Certainly, you've got to deliver the features that your customers want. And in order to improve retention, having a mission, overriding mission, and improving the status of your customers because they deal with the in crowd, and that you stand for something more than, hey, I got this tool, do you want it? I'll sell it to you for a few bucks a month. That's kind of a trap that some SaaS companies find themselves in, and they're kind of at a quandary going, why are we losing subscribers? You know what? Just this dollar for a tool, it's no better. It's just like a hammer. And if I could find a hammer cheaper somewhere else, I'm going to use that hammer instead of yours. And so if you're stuck, you're trying to deliver the best tool, then as soon as somebody finds another tool cheaper, they're going to use that instead. So it's having this mission, this overriding goal, and increasing the status that's going to have a bigger positive impact on your subscriber retention. So how can you implement that? I'd love to hear. Please post that in the comments. If this information is helpful to you, please press the like button, subscribe to get future updates. You'll get these updates before anybody else. Click the bell so that you can be notified of additional content that comes out. And make sure that you've got a copy of these 9 subscription models there at 9subscriptionmodels.com. Comment, let me know what you liked about this video. If you have any other questions, what you can do to implement these suggestions. If you have any other ideas of examples, I'd love to hear about them. And of course, within these 9 subscription models, there's 7 examples of each model you can check out, and you'll see how lots of different businesses within the subscription space have implemented the things that we're talking about here within this program. So thanks a lot, and I'll see you next time on Be Unleavable Subscription Growth.